CHICKEN. Use the code CHICKEN in the shop. CHICKEN. Use the code
Guys, the Chicken is here, bringing you another Beach video. In today's video, guys, we got Mr. Shishka Bobber on the horn, and we're going to go over another crazy meta that has been evolving in Season 11. Man, it's been a lot of changes. So, Shish, how you doing? How are you? What do you think about, I don't know, about the season so far? It's been kind of crazy, yeah?
Oh yeah, the tech tree has been absolutely nuts with all the different choices and all the different metas that have now evolved here in mid-season where we're at. There's so much junk going on, and the newest one on the horizon, like I can't believe I'm saying this, especially on your channel, man, because I know how you've tried this meta so many times.
Yes,
but there it is.
Finally true.
Scorchers.
Scorchers are the new meta.
It's finally true. I can't believe it, but it's true.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I've actually used it on my mini bobber account and pushed him into like rank 22 and a half or something around there. All Scorchers and Bullet.
Okay,
Yeah.
so since you're the Professor Shishk, why don't you tell us about how it's how you go about using it? I guess it's probably not that in depth, but what are kind of I don't know, the beginner tactics that you need to know if you're running all Scorchers?
Well, there's a couple things. Like you need to have all your stat nodes filled out first, especially troop health, and especially the GBE node. Even with the GBE node and a max gunboat, you can still only drop 7 of the 8 Scorchers. You have to kill 1 building before you can drop all 8.
Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, that makes a big difference. And obviously max players would be pretty huge.
Yeah, or well, rank 4. But there's not a lot of flaring. It's mainly full clear.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, so it's not like heavy.
No, it's
I
full
assumed it was
clear.
like heavy choppers where it's like you drop and you're flaring from engine to engine to engine, but it's not?
No, not at all. It's full clears.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you're just killing everything and just getting the GBE and shocking things that hurt, like boom cannons, doom cannons, and shock launchers. Bullet with shock knuckles is probably the best choice for that combination.
Now, second wind actually. Oh man, I just got seeked hard. Kavan can actually resurrect Scorchers, but they're not really dying left and right, eh? Like they seem to be surviving for most of the battle. That's not really the issue.
Yeah, I mean, if they're dying, you're probably doing something wrong, or you don't have all the stats or something like that. But for the most part, I mean, on a good battle, maybe you'll only lose 1, maybe you'll lose none. It's also great news for players that don't have instant training, because all of a sudden, here's a troop combo you can use over and over and over again, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know. It's a little bit late in the season for for instant training to be like a big factor. I feel like if you get something like that off the bat, it probably makes more of a difference for the free-to-play players. But at the same time, it's good that there's still an option out there that they can use.
Oh yeah, I agree. It's better if they have options all throughout the season so that they don't get too far behind like they kind of have in this season.
Yeah, that's true too, I guess, especially when like we were talking in the last video about the Seekers, like it's really hard for players that don't have instant training to keep up with that, because you typically lose like I don't know about you, but I typically lose like 75% of my Seekers on a typical Seeker hit.
Easily. Yeah. No, that's correct. And their training time is really long on the Seekers too, like abnormally long. But yeah, it pretty much shuts it off to only instant training players that can successfully use Seekers.
Okay, so we got to make sure that now the thing about Scorchers too, guys, is we actually have to get them. They're directly in front of the engine room with no other paths to it, and it's not like you're gonna make a really gross 5 ER base. You have to go to 6 engines at some point. So we have to get them. They're not that expensive. What do they cost, like all in to max out? Maybe like 800k resources.
I think that's about right. Yeah.
If that, like they're pretty cheap to max out. So I'm definitely excited. If nothing else, just because it's new and it's gonna be different. And like we said, that's been really good so far this season. So yeah, I guess just make sure, like you said, your statue nodes are maxed out, the GBE, and flares, and just from there, we're gonna have a good time. Where are the critters? Is there no critters in the texture? Oh, okay, they're not till the very end.
Yeah, a bit of a dead end in the 6th ER.
Yeah, and then we got artillery after number 6 too.
That's another nasty thing. Like now that people are reaching 6 ER, we're seeing the real barrage artillery meta come full force. Seekers are even coming back stronger now that they have artillery. They can art out mines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Artillery is a big game changer too, for that matter.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
On that one. Yeah.
So, but still, overall, the idea is that Scorchers are going to be good, but Cryo Bombers are probably still going to take over towards the end of the season.
Yeah, I still see them being the final meta. I think Scorchers will gas out once the DBD, the defensive building damage, gets higher and higher throughout the season. I think Scorchers are just going to die. They won't be able to make it for the long haul.
Right, but
But
it looks
now,
like they'll
they're
be
looking
around
really
for
good.
at least a decent amount of time anyways. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, in a 20-day season, if something's strong for like 3 or 4 days, that's a pretty good chunk of time.
Absolutely, and I could see it being that strong for all the players as they get there. It's going to be very strong in the mid 5 ER meta up to the early 6 ER meta.
But it's still just all Scorchers, right? Like, mixing in Zukas probably wouldn't be that beneficial.
I mean, you could try, but you'll probably lose the Zukas. I have seen Scorcher Seeker combination hits.
Okay.
You know, you could get creative. It's a new thing. People are just
Yeah.
trying it out. But yeah, we'll see some more metas evolve, I'm sure, that involve the Scorchers.
Yeah, I guess it's hard to say definitively if, a couple troops here and there are really going to make a significant kind of impact with them. But yeah, that's the idea, guys. Scorchers are the new meta, and I am very excited to get our hands on those. But until that point, if you guys are like Chicken and we don't have Scorchers just yet, it's basically still just heavy Zuka and I guess Seekers where they work, right? Like, there's not really a whole pile of other options. Well, the critter cannons too, but
Critter cannons. Yeah, you
yeah,
can
maybe
mix them
let's
into
talk
the
about
heavy
that a
Zuka
little
hits.
bit. Because I know that you went that route. You went critter cannons and Zukas. Do you think that's a good route for most people?
No, I think the best is actually when you have heavies, critter cannons, and Zukas. You get the best of both worlds because just doing critter cannons and Zukas, you really don't have a strong front line, and your Zukas can get annihilated. So the heavies are very important to eat rockets and stuff like that for the Zukas. Critters can't eat very many rockets.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so they're only
Like if you
going
had
to
a
be
choice, I would run heavy Zuka before I would run critter cannon Zuka. But I think the best one is probably like 2 heavies, 2 critter cannons, and 4 Zukas. That's probably the best if you've got all that tech.
right. Yeah. Basically, the way I was talking about it in the video the other day, I said they're a nice tool to have if you have it, but I don't know if they're necessarily worth spending the keys and tokens to go out of your way to get. Because like on some bases they can be really good, but other bases are if you're not super used to using them, you might not benefit from having them as much.
Well, and bottom line is they're slow. I mean, they'll slow your hits down. Yeah, they'll make them a bit safer, but they're not really adding DPS. So you're not going to win on time. If people are clearing your base and you're trying to clear theirs, you're probably not winning on time if you're just running with critter cannons and Zukas.
Yeah, this is an interesting hit. He's going critter cannon, Zukas, and shock knuckles. It's taken him an awfully long time to get through the base, though.
Yeah, it is. He might have had heavies and they're dead at this point.
Right. I also have. I talked yesterday about getting rocket launchers. We finally got the rocket launchers today, guys. As you can see, we got them up to rank 4, and kind of ties into what we were saying with the Scorchers too, eh, Shish? They're not really worth maxing out, you don't think, just because they're so expensive?
Not anymore. Yeah, rank 4 I think is fine. That's still putting enough heat on your enemies that are running Zukas. Like this attack right here, you can tell they struggled. But the rockets don't do anything to the Scorchers hardly. So as the Scorcher meta is coming, it's on the horizon. So I wouldn't put anything more into those rockets right now. At the very latest, you need to have your rockets fully maxed by the time you go into 7 ER. That's still a long way away.
Right, and I mean we're gonna.
And I
get
say
to
that because you get the damage amp right after the 7 ER.
Oh,
Damage
okay.
amp rockets are going to be absolutely nuts.
Yeah, that's definitely going to make a big difference for sure.
It
Damage amp
is,
level 3,
yeah.
which is a big one.
100%. It's 100% DBD on that damage amp 3. Yeah.
Wow. So yeah, I mean, rockets are going to be great against cryo bombers and things like that, but we're probably going to hit a point in 6 ERs where we're waiting to go to the next one and kind of piling up some of those upgrade tokens. So it shouldn't be too hard to go back and max them out for 1.8 million tokens right now. It's probably not the most efficient way to spend all your upgrades and stuff. So yeah, was there
It
anything?
was until yesterday. Until we saw Scorchers yesterday, it absolutely was.
Right. But yeah, let's see what else we're gonna grab up here. I think let's just go over the prototypes real quick. So this kind of went back and forth. At first it was Doom Cannon, then it was Laser. What do you think the best option is right now? I guess the best option would be to go Laser Beam first and then switch to the Doom Cannon, right?
It just depends what's attacking your base. Yeah, if you got a lot of Zuka players attacking your base, Laser's the way to go. If you still see a lot of Seekers and or Scorchers, Doom Cannon's the way to go.
Right.
Not a big fan of the Sky Shield.
I see a lot of people running the Sky Shield, though. I seem to come up against it a lot, and it always confuses me. It's like a Sky Shield and a Microwaver.
Yeah, they're obviously trying to run anti-Seeker, but the Microwaver's too weak for the Seekers, I think.
Yeah, it really is. And I mean, the Sky Shield, you know, they can be nice for like warrior attacks and stuff, but it really doesn't have that much coverage, so it's not really...
No, because they run Bullet underneath it and Taunt anyway, so it doesn't do any good.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. So... yeah, either Laser or Doom Cannon, depending on what you're getting hit with. If you haven't made this choice yet, guys, I would go with the Shock Blaster or I guess the Grappler, just to kind of stun. It's nice to be able to stun lock Bullet, and the Grappler can be good against like Seekers and stuff.
Oh yeah, Shock Blaster, Grappler. I think Shock Blaster takes the edge right now, but Grappler could still be strong, especially when you see the Scorcher meta coming.
Yeah, that's true. That's going to be interesting. So,
put a Doom Cannon right next to your Grappler, something like that, or at least in range of it.
That would be disgusting. So, just kind of, you know, watch what you're getting hit with, guys, and change up your prototype accordingly if you have the gems for it. If not, it's not the end of the world if you pick one and stick with it. But yeah, Scorchers are the new meta. Shish, thank you so much for coming on, man. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. That is going to wrap up the video today. Make sure to leave a like if you found it interesting, entertaining, or informative. Make sure to use the code CHICKEN in the shop, or the code SHISH. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one, guys. Chicken out. Back.